Yeah. 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 Bronx on the scene, nose to the ground, reads every scratch, every step, every sound. Dust on the boot, mud on the cuff, one wrong move and he calls you bluff. He found a lie in the turn of a face, found a fresh print in an empty place. Tail up high when the story won't blend, he don't bark loud, he just gets close. Damn, sniffing out facts, no room for slack. Truth in the crack, now we don't look back. BronxTails, 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 chasing truth through the rails. BronxTails, 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 corruption slips then fails, sniffing out facts, uncaging the truth. Corruption on a tight leash, and he's pulling it loose. Hey, hey. Idaho nights cold, over the floor, 4 names heavy in the whole town. So Bronx in the weeds where the silence stayed, digging for proof in the tracks it made. He found the gap in the masked up tail, found the bent clue in the buried trail. Bone white truth in the folder stack, one clean scent in the case swings back, sniffing out facts, no room for slack. Truth in the crack, now we don't look back. BronxTails, 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 chasing truth through the rails. BronxTails, 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 corruption slips then fails, sniffing out facts, uncaging the truth. Corruption on a tight leash, and he's pulling it loose. One paw print, one torn thread, one false alibi, falls dead. Chasing truth through the rails. BronxTails, 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 corruption slips then fails, sniffing out facts, uncaging the truth. Corruption on a tight leash, and he's pulling it loose.
Nope, we are all little today. Oh, whoops.
Boy, I think I jacked something up.
Oh, man. Hello.
What happened? Did something happen?
I don't know.
Can everybody hear us okay?
Remember you said that you had problems with this dual stream stuff? Huh. I don't know what I'm doing, Jules.
I know that the other day I signed
because I don't think I started mine.
What do you mean? Yours isn't on your channel?
It's automatic, dear.
I don't know.
Yeah, as long as you did it the way that she put the instructions out, it should have automatically did it. You just have to go back into your settings. Like, make sure on your settings that your stuff is set up right.
Yeah. We'll see.
I think you should be okay.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think of this interview 20 seconds ago?
Like I said, I got timed out. They got tired of me putting facts in the chat. Like, it's so ridiculous, honestly. I was really expecting them to be more on like the level of what they did with Cyree, pushing back some more. And this was more of just the big brown nosing contest, in my opinion. There wasn't a lot of pushback. I was really upset about them not mentioning more about Kaylee moving out. There was just, I mean, there was a lot, but that especially was wild.
There was a lot, and I'm totally with you. I totally expected them to still have that kind of fire under them and kind of go at it with the same eyes that they did with Cyree.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was just kind of the same interview as before. And he likes to do the whole just refer to my book.
Yeah, because he actually doesn't know any information. That's why he says that.
Yeah.
And you also notice how like he was being asked about Cyree and he kept saying stuff like, well, I don't really know what this person's saying, but now if this person's coming out and saying all this other stuff, and I'm just like, bro, do you know what he said or not? Because you're saying a lot of shit for not knowing what he said.
And then the old classic, well, I don't know if I've really seen all the files.
Yeah, he's so full of shit. Thank you so much, Miller Time, for the 10 gifted memberships. Thank you.
So cool.
Yeah, he's so full of shit. He's just so full of shit. The whole thing was just a big, I'll need to sell more books thing.
I wonder if he's writing a new book, like coming out fairly
he
soon.
is. Okay. But it's about the Springfield 3.
Okay.
See, that's the book he's actually, the way that he told the story was that he was writing that book for 2 years and stopped writing that book to write this book. Now he's going to go finish that book.
Because he looks just so involved in it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bianca. We appreciate you, love. That's so sweet. That's kind of weird because think of the time frames. So I know the Springfield 3 is a big case, but so is Idaho.
Yeah.
So it's taken him well over 2 years to write a Springfield 3 book and what, 8-9 months for Idaho?
Less.
Wow.
AI. There's no way he didn't have that book written by AI. He can't, he hasn't withheld or retained any information. And also notice how he's not taking any accountability for what's in it. He's like, it's other people's words. Yeah, well, you're not even putting their own words in there right. You have a million things in here incorrect. Mr. Verbatim. I think you need to figure out what the definition of that word is.
Just go look at my book.
Yeah, this goes out of the scope of my book. Yeah, dude, shut the hell up.
He's probably like me and read 2 chapters.
If he's even touched his own book, he probably has no clue. I think he really just fed a bunch of the public documents through an AI program and it just spat out a book.
Yeah.
And I think he put just enough words in it to grab people's attention. Like, oh, it's going to say something huge in this book. And it.
The hair.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, yeah, but
then to take no like accountability for any of the stuff that because I remember the first thing he said that I wrote down when they started asking him questions, it was this statement right here. And I was like, you piece of shit. You guys started this campfire. You guys started this project. Boy, you came out here with your bullshit ass book talking all this crazy shit. What do you mean? You started this side of this. Thank you.
You didn't have to say yes.
No, you also didn't have to write this bullshit. So
yeah, no doubt. Like, where did you
Absolutely.
come? Where did your kindling come from, homie?
No joke, because he just popped up out of nowhere, and now he's acting like he's the savior. Nobody was talking about any of these things before I wrote this. No bullshit. People were talking about it. You just made it a bigger deal, and the only thing that we really know of now is what the knife sheath on the floor. Okay, we've got that information now. That really does say that was there. We knew that there was a report that came out. We just didn't know about the chunk of hair, associated with that. We didn't know the details associated with that. So yeah, there's some things that we were able to go back and track, but then he's also not being honest about stuff that's so important, which is again my biggest issue.
So he's supposed to do another interview here tomorrow?
What?
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard that too.
Lana was supposed to.
Who is gonna?
He owned up to his. I don't know. I thought that's what I heard.
He's gonna do another one
with her, with Lana.
With Lana, I did hear that.
Whitcomb?
Yeah, supposedly.
I won't watch it.
I don't know if
I
it's
really
true
don't.
or not. I heard it through the grapevine.
Yeah.
Same.
I mean, there's nothing that he's going to say that's going to mean shit. It's very obvious that his intellect when it comes to this case stops at whatever headline he's read in a checkout line. That's about it.
Yeah.
I just wish we could get on one piece of solid detail a sentence 2 or 3 that is an actual sentence that gives us a little bit of information that has substance and it makes sense from him on one piece of evidence.
He can't directly answer anything. He dances around all of it.
I think he's probably like fit that way. He's done that shit for so long and been it's natural, and it's why did he write that book? Like pop out and write that book.
Money, fast money.
Yeah.
Plus, I also think that he was made to.
He was starting the shitstorm.
I think so. I think somebody was like, "Hey, we kind of need like a distraction here.
Yeah.
Throw something out there." Especially with the way that like, if he wants to sit there and pretend like he's worth a shit, he can't pretend like the FBI didn't have control over this entire case. And that's how he prefaces the reason why he doesn't put any FBI as his main players. Well, you have to, because they did everything.
Yeah.
So that tells me right there what your entire point of this was, Mr. Ex-FBI. You came out here to do what the IGG story was supposed to do, which was make the FBI go away. Now you don't even have them listed, which is crazy.
Yeah.
It's very intentional.
Mountain Man says, I don't think he can answer directly for reasons. And I agree with that on...
I don't think he can answer because he doesn't know.
Yeah, no, I agree with him on a level where I think that there are some things he probably can't talk about, or he thinks he can't talk about because he thinks he knows things that we don't know, which is not true. But then I think on the other side that there are, like you just said, there are things he just doesn't know.
Well, it's not just that, but also every single time he gets asked something, he uses a different excuse. Like for him to not know things before the PCR was filed, it was one reason. And now that the PCR is filed, he's like, oh, well, with it, you know, the incoming legal things that might be going on, I don't want to say too much. Okay, well, what's your next excuse going to be? Like, what would your excuse be if the PCR wasn't filed?
Yep.
It's just the back and forth. It's too much inconsistency in his answers. That's why I just don't really, sure. Like whatever.
Like he's really good at the game part of it, like the manipulative game, the
gift of gab.
Yes, and that bothers me.
Yeah, he's FBI.
You want me to tell you about my past? So, you know, when I was over in Waco, right? Okay. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Bro.
I mean, that right there actually bothers me because Ruby Ridge stuff was not okay in my opinion. So
no,
that bothers me.
And he just kind of just is so nonchalant about it. Like he's just like,
yeah,
that's the problem I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, it is. If he wasn't again coming out and saying things so incorrectly that are so factual and then saying, you know, don't believe me, go and look for yourself. Well, when we go and look for ourselves, we find out that you're wrong on 85% of what you said. That's not a good ratio. That's not a good track record. So then he's talking about now what if this goes further, he's going to write a sequel for what? Turvey's not going to talk to you. Turvey doesn't even like you anymore. You can tell by the way Turvey throws off some of the things that he gets asked about Chris and some of the things that he says, that Turvey doesn't really care about Chris Whitcomb anymore. I don't know what they're going to do with Chris Holland. They brought him up in the interview, and he still has never responded to me about being wrong about there being blood on the kitchen of Xana's. He's never responded. Of course he hasn't. Welcome, Hildreth Investigates. Welcome.
Yes.
And then Chris
becoming a member.
And then Chris said, I agree with Chris Whitcomb said when it comes to Chris Holland that he agrees with everything 100% that Chris Holland said. Okay, so then you also agree that Xana's blood is on the floor in the kitchen, even though it wasn't blood at all. So you're telling me right there that you don't really know shit about anything you're talking about.
Exactly. And I expected him to come out since the previous interview, several of them, and say, oh, by the way, I said this, but really what I meant was this, even though he was completely wrong. I don't expect him to say, hey, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But I did expect maybe once or twice, hey, I said there was blood in the kitchen. That's not what it was. No correction of anything that was not.
That's my problem. And that's what I was really hoping that they would use this for, is to let him maybe grab some of his credibility back by taking accountability for the things that he did have in there incorrect. And instead it was all the same.
It's just like the people mover at Universal that just runs people the same speed every day, 24 hours a day. Yeah.
Robot.
I don't get it.
Yeah. So he started off, one of the first things they started talking about, and he started really rambling on about, was Sutton's report and the blood and the diluted blood. And he specifically talked about where the diluted blood was, the living room, the table, he calls it the knee wall. But there is diluted blood in Ethan and Xana's room. It's above Ethan's head, above the arterial spray. And there's one little spot that has I don't know, maybe 10 spatter marks that is diluted. And it's above Ethan's head. That was never tested. So for him to say blatantly, the only diluted blood was basically in the living room, that's not true.
It's not true. There's also diluted blood on the door of Xana's room.
Yeah.
And he really focuses in on, they were in that bed. They were killed in the bed.
He really does. He does that just as much as they need Xana to be outside of her bedroom to be attacked, which there's no proof of any of the things. And I just don't know why they need it to be that so bad.
There is blood spatter on the third floor in the hallway, on the ceiling by the attic where you go into the attic, and above the third floor bathroom door.
Is there really? I didn't know anything about that.
Yes. That's
because see, when he mentioned something about there being blood in the hallway on the third floor, it's like, no, there's not. It goes from the bedroom and then there's nothing. And then it's the stairwell. So there is some blood in the hallway area.
There's two different spots. One spot is outside Maddie's door,
Yeah.
above on the ceiling, and it's by like where that attic entrance is. And then there's
Okay.
another area, and it's above the third floor bathroom.
So almost in the same
frame.
area then, because Maddie's room shares the wall with the bathroom. Up tall like that?
Yes. So it's like the way
Was that in the
about it.
is that in the photos? I want to pull that up. Is that in the photos or is it in the Ruth Ballard report?
It's in one of the reports. It's got to be like either Ballard or, which I think it is Ruth Ballard's.
Because that was I think it was one for any DNA that we got.
Yeah, it's got to be Ruth Ballard's, but it's either that or Nodal's, but I'm thinking it's Ballard's.
Yeah. See, the Nodals I haven't gone over on the channel yet because I want to take time and like put pictures where all the black boxes are.
His is good. His is really interesting.
Yeah, I need to get it done because I need to present it the right way. I just need the photos there.
I wonder if he's focusing on this, her being in that bed was she taken from there? And something, it was.
It's got to be that way or vice versa, right? How do you
mean Kaylee being in the bed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unless she was like downstairs in like some other room or something.
Well, see, that's what's really confusing because it's like they want us to believe Dylan, which nobody does, okay? But if you want us to believe Dylan, then Dylan is claiming that she hears Kaylee's voice. So then people instantly question, okay, well, and if Dylan's story, if she's claiming that she heard Kaylee and Murphy going up the steps saying, I'm going to bed now, and then she screamed, someone's here, and she ran down, how did she get back on the third floor? If we have Dylan saying she's running back down to the second floor and hearing crying going down the hallway, was she moved? There's that question. So then it's like the state's trying to force Xana to be attacked in the kitchen so that that's who actually gets seen by Kohberger as he's walking back down to the second floor, and it not be Kaylee, because then they don't have to explain how Kaylee got back up on the third floor. So it's either which one. Either it's Kaylee that was going up the stairs and ran back down and magically ended up in the bed still on the third floor, or it was Xana, and there's no proof technically of any of it.
Was she really outside walking Murphy?
Who, Kaylee?
Yeah.
No, Kaylee was never the one outside with the dog. It was Maddie and Bethany, apparently, for some reason.
But that's what they said.
Who said that?
No. I guess that's what's said. I guess that's just what they put as a narrative.
Well, the way that they told us was that Bethany and Maddie took Murphy out, and then Bethany only stayed outside for all of like 10 seconds, then ran back in and left Maddie, as drunk as she apparently was, outside with Murphy by herself. And then we know from the way the camera shows that Murphy seems to have gotten either taken, somebody took him in that car that showed up and said something and then sped off. And then you see some lights coming back right before you hear them saying Murphy's name, or he ran off. But either way, there was a situation. But Kaylee, they never said that she went outside. They kept her like in her room. On the phone, I guess, with Jack while Maddie took Murphy out. And even when they're talking about Murphy needing to be looked for, it's all about Maddie contacting Bethany. They don't have Kaylee contacting nobody else. I mean, I know we've got the phone calls with Jack back and forth, but when it comes to trying to find Murphy, they don't have them calling anyone else to look for him. It's just to Jack and Bethany, and that's it.
Yeah. I don't know.
What I always find interesting too about Bethany and Maddie taking Murphy out is Dylan claims she took Murphy out when she got home as well. And that's way too close together.
Well, Dylan actually didn't even say that at first. Lakeland is who we found that out from. Remember? Because Dylan didn't even mention that. I actually have it written down. She was asked if she went up to the third floor at all after they got home, and her freaking little punk ass said no. And then Lakeland shows up and was like, oh no, Dylan went up there and got Murphy and took him outside, and I sat in the kitchen eating popcorn with the dog. Da, da, da. So yeah, no, Dylan tried to hide that fact she went up to the third floor.
She did. And what I gather from that, just in speculation, is we are also now learning that Kaylee's slider door was open.
The balcony, yeah.
So what, all night? At what point was it open? Did Dylan go open it?
Yeah, because we don't know. All we know is that we've got the guy saying that the front door was wide open in the morning when he walked by, but Hunter's claiming he had to open it. And then the cops get there and the third floor balcony is open and the slider is open. Okay, well, just because Dylan is saying that she might have seen somebody walking towards the kitchen doesn't mean that that's where the person might have left, especially since they're trying to act as if those footprints don't really mean a lot, apparently. So, yeah, the balcony might be a little bit high, but people jump off balconies all the time. And we see all in those body cams of noise complaints. Oh, them fucking college dudes are up on the roofs all the damn time. So, obviously, they're used to jumping off that stuff. So it could have been the balcony, could have been the kitchen. Both of them were apparently open, but then I questioned Murphy because he wasn't in a crate. So we know that there was little paw prints in freaking Maddie's room, which is crazy because that means he went in there at some point.
Yep.
I mean,
Dylan also says sorry, Mikey. Dylan
No, you're good.
also says in one interview, she insinuates that a perpetrator could have gotten in through the 3rd floor balcony, which is like, well, then how did you know it was open?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you even have known if it was open? Yeah.
And
Yeah, she says a
technically,
little weird shit.
that balcony, that 2nd story, I mean, that's no higher than a single story roof on a house.
Yeah.
The bottom of it, yeah, you'd have to
Yeah.
get up over the railing, but still, it's not, you know,
Yeah, it's really not that. I mean,
unrealistic.
it looks taller than it is because of the 3rd story in the front, but it's not that.
Where was the couch positioned? Close enough to.
Well, the thing with us is the snow doesn't look disturbed. I thought about that. The snow doesn't look disturbed. It looks like it's piled on there, like nobody landed on it. So
Gotcha.
I thought about that too. But even then, like those rocks, like build like a little bit of half wall right
Yeah.
there. Like it's really not far.
They don't give a shit, you know.
It's not far.
Especially if we are to take in consideration that whoever the people are that did this seemingly had knowledge of maybe where to cut people or stab people or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, had combat knowledge, things like that. So it's not super far-fetched then to think, well, you could scale a little balcony in a college
Yeah.
house.
I mean, even if somebody were to come through the slider door, they could leave out the balcony.
Yeah.
I mean, one way in doesn't mean the same way. It doesn't have to.
Yeah,
But,
absolutely.
I mean, there's the problem is that there's really just no way to actually figure out which direction that they're to go. There's a million possibilities.
Yeah, for real.
It's just so ridiculous.
Especially out of the back. There's more
Yeah.
places to go out of the back than there is out of the front, in my opinion.
And
In
both
what
out
we
of
see.
the camera,
Mm-hmm.
of course.
And Chris definitely seems to think that Maddie and Kaylee upstairs were first.
Yeah, and I think he's just going off of whatever their narrative is, but they've already told us that they can't even determine order of death.
Which is crazy. I would think they'd be able to, but
They claim it's, and that's what I said too. I said, I don't really care what they try to like say. There's no way the testing wasn't done. They didn't instantly check liver temp and do the math to get an estimate. They're literally going off of somebody's text messages. Okay, well, those text messages start with somebody else heard a noise. That doesn't say when things actually started going down. To me, that tells you when things had to wrap up because, oh shit, somebody's awake.
oh right, that could have
There's no way.
taken 20 minutes per person. Now you're 20, 46,
Yeah, you never know.
well
We have
over
no
an
idea.
hour since
I mean,
they started killing.
They were real concerned, they had to make sure that Brett Payne was there, So, they should have documented all that, huh?
You'd think. Everything with this case is so freaking annoying. I just don't even understand how it got to be this convoluted. I never ever would have thought when I started talking about this case that this is where this was going to go. I thought it was going to be something fast and, oh my God, there's all the evidence and now we're okay. We're moving on to the next one, to the next court hearing. I mean, maybe, yeah, people that do parkour can definitely get off of a balcony real quick.
I'm just picturing it. It was a funny picture.
I mean, they swear the guy levitates. You might as well be a parkour expert.
Right?
And then like the last thing that I think that a lot of us thought that we would never see would be anything on the autopsies. And then
No
poof, here they
shit.
come. Doo-doo.
Yeah, I was really surprised. was really
Chief
surprised.
says he didn't have to go upstairs, in quotes, still sticks with me, which
Yeah.
is what Steve G said and claimed for so very long.
So you want to know my really like sadistic theory on that?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I've pretty much like said this before, but I really feel like the Consolases especially know more than what they're pretending, just because of their behaviors. Like there's no way you're just lying for no reason. Okay. So we didn't know until very recently, or at least I didn't really know until very recently, that Kaylee was on the second floor in Xana's room when she first moved in there. So if you consider all the lies, all the secrecy, them never going down to the house, them never going that day, Christy never being there ever in that area to her own admittance, I really wonder if, because of what we know about Steve suddenly going to the emergency room that morning for something that can be, you know, stress and anxiety induced, and he ends up for the first time in their entire relationship in the emergency room in the wee morning hours. Basically, the insinuation is like around the time this crazy shit's going on. So what if there was somebody that was coming after Kaylee and they were under the understanding that she was still on the second floor in Xana's room? Because they didn't know that she moved up to the third floor. And that statement, they didn't have to go upstairs. Why? Because they thought that she was in her old bedroom and they accidentally attacked the wrong girl. I mean, that's something that came to my mind, because why would you make such a weird ass statement and then everything on top of everything? And then what really just icing on the cake, besides them not going to Moscow, was what she said about that emergency room visit. I was like, that's crazy. So I don't know. Everything's just too weird with them. I don't like it.
That makes a lot of sense too, because it kind of ties everything in though, because why would you kill Xana and Ethan but not Dylan when you see her then? Like, it makes sense that there was a specific target, and that target was supposed to be in a different room.
Yeah. I mean, it still doesn't explain how there's no blood in between the two rooms, but it explains some other things.
Even when they, in that trash documentary that just came out, when I just rewatched it last night, but the way she talks, like she was like so confident, like, and just like pinning on what y'all just said, that, you know, that could very well fit, you know. Oh, she wasn't up there. No, not my daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just a lot with them. I don't, they lie about too many things, and it's weird and it's not necessary. And then the car thing, and then the way that the Walmart guy, the guy at Walmart, that, you know, in the Walmart parking lot, there's apparently video, hopefully we can get it, I doubt it though, of the car transaction. And the guy that bought Kaylee's car said that when he handed her the money, who he assumed was her father showed up at the end of the transaction, and she yells at him, "I'm keeping the money," and gets in a little white car and speeds off. Somebody is there in a little white car, and she gets into it and yells back at her dad, "I'm keeping the money," and then takes off. This is this is a random ass guy that on Facebook Marketplace. There's no reason for him to whatever. So when he's telling it to the cops, I'm thinking, I'm sorry. She just yells back at him that, and then takes off in a little white car, and 24 hours, 48 hours later, she's dead.
Be some shit if it was a two-door, huh?
Yeah, it would be. You know, the two-door little Nissan.
They started asking about the freaking two-door, didn't they?
That's why I want the footage. I want to see if it shows the vehicle that she took off in.
You know, they got the footage from freaking every place surrounding that shit too.
Oh, they had to have.
This question right here is a good question. Something I've wondered as well. Did the Gonsalves family have life insurance policies on their children? Did any of them have?
Well, I mean, technically, when you go into these frats and sororities, don't they make you take out insurance policies on these kids, right?
Do they?
I'm pretty sure. And I always thought that, you know, is this the way they send it to the parents? They're like, okay, well, we're just going to get you, we're just going to make that insurance policy. We're going to settle it. Who writes the insurance policy? Is it Scott Green's freaking buddies? You don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that part.
Did they say, oh, we're just going to cash that out for you? No questions asked.
That's a good question, because there's a lot of crazy stuff that happens in Greek life. So that's a good question. I don't know if it's mandatory or not. Look, I know that with the way that, and I'll say this based off of the fact that I'll just say me and Steve work in similar environments when it comes to hospital facilities. So I have an idea about how the insurance for people that work at hospital facilities work. And what normally happens is your employer covers life insurance for you and your kids up to a certain amount, which doesn't come out of your check. And then there's like a very small $9 a month per person, whatever bullshit fee for if you want some extra shit. And usually the same sort of happens for if you're like in a teacher situation. And as far as I'm understanding, Christy works for a school district. So they probably do have, I mean, I have, you know, small insurance policies on my kids, you know, 10,000 each, just to be able to handle anything that might happen for the just in case things. But as for anything out of the ordinary and big and crazy, I have no idea. And I have a feeling, I mean, I don't know. I know that in other cases, I know that people have been able to find what insurance policies were out there. I haven't seen anybody digging up that in this case, but it is a good question.
And usually when a parent has a child covered on their insurance through their job, they are covered as long as they're going to school until they are 26 years old.
Yeah.
So
and there's
Kaylee
these
should have been covered.
There's these clauses. So, I mean, this is a little far-fetched, but did they really hide some of this stuff of like what was actually going on with the wounds and everything and the drugs because they needed to cash out on the insurance policies?
It's a good question.
That is.
Were they over $1 million policies? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, because we don't really know, because we don't see photographs to be able to compare things. But I don't know with the, I mean, I don't know. Was there any insurance policies that don't cover homicide? I mean, I'm pretty sure suicide is like the only thing. Like if you self-delete, I think that's the only time that you don't.
It'd be interesting to see
out.
who writes those policies for those kids. Like
Yeah,
in a bulk.
the ones that are associated with Greek life, I'm sure. Yeah. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships there, Apache. I just saw that. Thank you.
I feel like they say, here's your packet, just sign.
Thank you, Third Apache. We appreciate you.
I mean, how many people actually read the fine print?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm guilty of not really doing that either. So yeah, I don't know. It's very odd.
It is very odd. Let's see. Oh, he talks about the different weapons. So he talks about how Maddie was just an edged weapon. And then he specifically says that Kaylee, there were 3 separate weapons used on Kaylee. 3 completely separate different weapons. He said something that caused petechiae and pressure, and then one that caused the blunt force and one that caused the stabbing, which is, I think, what most of us thought. But just to have him confirm it, that he knows there's different. Yeah, I just don't understand why the families aren't reading this stuff.
Well, the thing is, though, is he's also backtracking, though, because we had an expert already come out and say that they know from the way that the wounds were that it could not be the end of a K-bar handle. Like it couldn't be the butt end of the K-bar. It has to be something completely different. Well, now he just said, oh, it could be. Well, that's not what they said. So no, it can't.
Oh, no, it definitely cannot be.
So he's full of shit.
Yeah.
No,
all happening while these two were in bed. In that small bed. Yep.
And he even said something else again about Kaylee being sitting up.
Yeah. That bothers me.
I mean, she's either sitting up or was she standing up? You know, because like the whole thing about her being on the 3rd floor and the stories about the stuff with Xana and Kaylee and like their positioning and everything is just too questionable. And I don't care about their fucking feet being clean. Feet can be clean. Socks can be changed. That doesn't mean shit to me. And they go based off of that for all of it. Oh, because the whites of his socks were clean. Are you dumb?
I mean, fuck, look at how many kids came out of this house with no shoes on, huh?
No joke. Or never mind the fact that there's like nothing on the floor and a washer and dryer and over 8 hours before a 911 call was made. But let's talk about some clean socks.
Oh, there's kids' clothes and shit. Wasn't Dylan wearing fucking
Xana's freaking shirt? Yeah. And her hair, she doesn't look like her hair is wet, but it looks like her hair was left to just dry on its own.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's not even gonna say it.
And her whole thing coming out with no shoes is for dramatics. The girl lived in that house. There's shoes all over the place. If she really wanted to, she could have gone some of Bethany's. That was for theatrics.
Oh, for sure.
She had them shits freaking like a breadcrumb out the door of her room. She could have had 5 pairs.
Yeah, she's full of shit. now, I, in the middle of a situation of almost being killed, ran out the house and got into my car and sped off with no shoes on because I literally had no choice. Home chick had 8 hours and walked around and went upstairs and everything else for who knows how long. That was a choice she made.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. All for theatrics.
Yep.
And then to be bawling and crying so loud that it echoes in the town over. That's so crazy. Somebody needs to give her an Oscar. It was a great performance. I know that.
I wonder if, all this PCR stuff works out. And let's say we go back and there is a trial. I am so curious what would come of all the things that Dylan has said, because defense is going to have a hell of a great time digging through this interview where she said one thing, and then this interview where it was contradicted, and then this interview.
How do you even find a jury?
Can you imagine Ann Taylor getting up there and asking her about her lucid dreaming and about how she's aware that she's in control, so she just lets the murdery shit happen to her because she knows it's not real? What?
But I do sleep better on weekends because, I'm usually drinking on weekends, and,
the more I drink, the better I sleep.
Deep sleep. You know what I mean?
Girl is crazy. Saying the most, bro. Wild as hell. And then the high knees, like,
oh my God.
Can you imagine? Like, I need it to happen. I need somebody with a competent brain that's not going to ta her the whole time to get up there and actually question her, because what? There's no way you needed a child psychiatrist to talk to this grown-ass woman who's out sleeping around and drinking and doing who knows what and partying, but you need a child psychiatrist to speak to her. She goes out and gets tattoos and she's half naked in all the photos that she's been taking since the murders happened, but you had to get a child psychiatrist to interview her. No, this is a big game that they let her play. I can't believe that they did not see through it. These are professionals.
And I know that the child psychologist, a lot of people think she did a really good job and stayed in her lane and let her just speak, but I still wish she would have pressed her a little bit more.
Yeah, because Dylan's not a child. She needed to be she needed to be interrogation style questioned. I don't see how there's all these inconsistencies and everyone's just like, okay, well, yeah, that's understandable. What? How? How is any of it?
Witness. No. Surviving witness.
It makes me sick.
So they went on to talk about post-mortem wounds, and he kind of tried to skip around it, but then he started mentioning the 2 neck wounds, and then he said that there were 2 vertical shoulder wounds,
which we know is not true.
It's just not true.
That's where I got timed out.
Oh.
I said there's no signature wounds, there's no matching parallel vertical wounds on their left shoulders, and that's where they timed me out.
That's wild. No, there's not.
There's not. And they easily could have pulled up the autopsies and been like, okay, explain to me on the autopsies where you saw this, because when we read this, this is what it shows. And again, Kaylee's is vertical across the shoulder, and Maddie's is further down, lower on her breast, and at an oblique angle. They are not even on the same part of the body.
Do you either of you think that there's any chance that there are wounds that were specifically not mentioned to hide them?
100%. Maybe. I don't think a lot of that in those autopsies are real. I mean, even the toxicology stuff, it's the way they're looking for a cocaine dealer. You know what I'm talking about here?
Then there's no coke in their system, but they're looking for a cocaine dealer. Yeah, I did find that a little interesting.
And they just subbed in Adderall.
Yeah. It is interesting.
It's like if you broke it apart and looked at all these interviews, the frats and the sororities, they pushed it one way on one side and another way on the other side. And it, in my opinion, it's MPD who's interviewing these, or ISP or whoever.
Yeah.
They split it weird. It's just
they're also not communicating with each other. So it's like they're not even working the same investigation. They've got no idea what each other's doing or what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't know what the one across the table's fucking doing. That's sad.
Thanks for the 10-pin, Dizzy. Some viewers sent Kathy IndieZone a docket showing all the cops from this case are involved in a lawsuit by a resident. They took the insured car off his property, etc. What the frick?
Wow.
They took his car off of his property? I wonder if it's the same cops that were involved in Stickergate.
Wait, what's Stickergate?
So Stickergate, and I don't know all of the specifics. I just know that it involves either the son or the grandson or something like that in relation to a guy from Christchurch, and some sort of situation that took place during the pandemic where Shane Gunderson, Jay Waters, and one of the other officers that were on scene that day, they got caught basically lying and are now on the Brady Giglio list for being full of shit. And all of this investigation was going on right before this all happened. And the new lawyer that Kohberger has actually went up against Moscow PD in the federal portion of this Stickergate situation. So like, I know like little bitty bits and pieces, and some of that might actually be kind of wrong. I don't know all the exact details, but I plan on getting it all together and going over it on the live because of now what we know about Roush, I guess is how you say his name. I didn't like his connections simply because he went to the University of Idaho and he's in Moscow. But then when we found that out, I was like, oh, so he's gone up against these fools already. He's got some experience dealing with them. He's probably already a well-known name to them to maybe be careful around because he's going to come at them. So I definitely want to look more into it. But yeah, it involved some stuff during the pandemic, a literal sticker, like an actual sticker in a huge situation. And lies from the cops and all, yeah, it's the whole thing.
Weren't they putting stickers on
like street lights and shit like that?
It was just ridiculous.
It had to do with the mask mandates. It was something to do with the mask mandates for COVID.
I think I remember hearing that. I just didn't. I don't really know the details of it.
Yeah, it's like a fleeting thing from a super long time ago, and we really only knew about it because of the officers involved.
And that was who again?
Shane Gunderson, Jay Waters, and one of the other ones. I can't remember the other one's name. Let me see if I can have it.
It's kind of interesting. Didn't Kaylee raise a big stink over, having to pay for the sororities living in there and they couldn't live in there?
Yeah, I mean, I would have too. That's some bullshit.
Makes you wonder, if she slapped a sticker or two.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, I agree with her. That's some bullshit. There's no reason why the university didn't do something for that. To pay all those fees for nothing is crazy as hell. It's super wild. No, I have somebody sent me something about. Okay, here, Logan, I'm gonna forward you this. Okay, if you want to look at this. This is about the Stickergate guy.
Absolutely.
And it's the first picture shows the case number, and it has Mitch Nunes, so first responder, Mitch Nunes, Shane Gunderson, and Jay Waters.
Oh,
we're all involved in it, and it's like there's some art, but you can find articles too. But there's links to some pictures of some articles from the Stickergate thing in that email.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So yeah, it was all three. And see, Jay Waters, he wasn't there at first, but Jay Waters was somebody who showed up when the bodies were being removed, and he escorted Xana and Ethan's bodies to the funeral home and then came back to then help Blaker escort Kaylee and Maddie to the funeral home. And I tried to get his body cam, and they won't even redact it and release it. They just straight up told me no, they won't give it to me.
Oh wow.
But they told you that the freaking Amazon spreadsheet was FBI shit, and then they gave it out anyway, which is still just crazy because somebody else had that already redacted, and he only paid a duplicate fee for that. And there was a couple other things too.
This is not the first time this happened to me.
Well, it's not the first time it's happened in this case either. This just been going on for like a hot minute now. People are doing some crazy stuff with the FOIAs.
And it doesn't like bother me as far as like, oh, I wanted it. No, it's not about that.
They're not being consistent in their answers. Yeah. It either belongs to the FBI or it doesn't. And if it belongs to the FBI and I can't have it, then everybody should be getting denied the exact same way. But on top of that, if it's already been redacted, so in between the duplicate fee and you being denied in May, when was it? How long has it been out there?
Right.
That's months. That's 3 months.
I'm curious, can Connor see, or can any of us, I guess, see when it was previously, when somebody paid for it?
I think that they tried to get a list like that, and it had I think the list that they have does have personal information on it for who it was, but they removed all of that before they posted it, so not everybody's information was out there.
Oh,
because they do have a FOIA list. So I mean, you'd have to. I would email them, or I'll email them if you don't have their email. I'll email them and get y'all connected in the back end of stuff. But like they had all that, they just removed it because they left everybody's FOIA information. That's how I understood the way that it was posted. It was that personal information had to be removed because it would have doxed everyone, basically. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And we don't want that for sure. But
no, but it's only 3 months too. Like what they posted is only, I think, like from May to August. Yeah.
Kay Tolly Pitlove says Connor has the Amazon list. Yeah. So what we're talking about right now is I FOIA'd that Amazon list, the click history, the receipt for the K-bar on Bryan Kohberger's end. I FOIA'd that way back in May, and they gave me a response that said, we can't give you this because it belongs to the FBI. However, Connor got it, but Connor didn't even have to pay full price because some random person had already paid for it, been approved, paid for it. So then Connor found it in, I don't know how he found it.
So this is what I was told, that he just put in a blanket request to pay a duplication fee for anything he didn't already have that was already redacted. And that was one of them, along with the WSU professor interview that had been redacted and not released.
Ah, interesting.
And the first time we came across this, Connor had emailed me a short list of these. And the first one was about the stalker that Kaylee told people about back in September. That interview with those multiple girls in that one had been redacted and never released. And that was the first time we had come across that. And I found that interesting.
So I guess a good question for this attorney that's all part of these redactions, is would you slip up here and let us know about the sea cane and all of that? Why didn't they hide that?
Yeah, why did they let all of that out? I'm surprised. They blocked the fact that Jack and Kaylee were together for blank years, but then everything else about that's just out there all crazy willy-nilly like that. That's wild. No, Mark B, he didn't reveal anything to me today, besides that he's a bigger tool than I thought. That's pretty much it. I saw a super sticker thingy. I don't want to miss it. Where's it at?
Yeah, this one?
Okay, yeah. Thank you for the 20, Sammy. I think the screaming was from the torture and murders happened. I think the car they say is BK is a pickup car. Possibly went in and was like, nope, F this shit, I'm out. BK is not stupid. No way he drove his own car. So you think that the noises are from the stuff happening already, and whoever is in the white car was somebody that came to maybe pick up the person that was doing the crime. It's actually interesting that you said that. One of my original thoughts before we knew anything about the car, like just in general, just seeing the way that the movements and stuff were, I was like, is it a pickup car? This car never parked. I think I did like a 3-part series in the very beginning of this. And I'm like, the car doesn't seem to ever park. It doesn't seem to ever stop, really, from what we're kind of seeing. So I was always like, is the crime happening while the car is driving around and the car is waiting for the person to come out so they can jump in the car real quick and they can take off? That's kind of where I always went with the car. I've never really seen anything that made me think otherwise. I just kind of forgot that was like a thought that I had for a long time there. I mean, nothing's really changed it. I guess I just sort of forgot about it.
Pav did an interesting video recently that really pins that whole circle. And I was wondering, because where it goes, I don't know. It's just interesting to
the circle. You mean like
on that side of town?
Back into the Linda Lane parking lot and back?
All of like it goes down around. You'll have to check it out. I'll send it to you, but it's pretty in depth. They just keep looping around, and the times don't match up to a lot of things, especially.
I mean, there's also like no proof it's even the same car.
It's not.
Yeah. I don't think I think there's some of it that we're seeing, and it's the damn cop car, the undercover cop car. But then I think some of it's not even the same car. I think we're looking at multiple cars. The same way that for a long time we thought there was just one dog barking, and then we get the shit in here. It's multiple dogs, little tiny dogs, big dogs, all kind of dogs.
Yeah. Super interesting. I don't know if you caught it, but a couple of days ago, I think it was Lana who was going through the like clocking in and out and all of the things by MPD that, the names that they search and every minute that anybody does something that's on the clock.
Okay.
And so it's, what am I trying to say? There's a timestamp for every single move that each cop makes. And what's really interesting about this is including Rosie and Tesdall, who were in the area from 4:07 to 4:32 in the morning. There is not one move made by any officer on MPD.
And that's where that pins into that. And the 2 and 2, that car went around twice, and some other car went around twice.
But what's super interesting too is that Rosie was starting to look somebody up. And it's like he stopped there's that big blank from 407 to 432, and then at 432 he resumes that same search.
What?
So yeah, so like they were
So
distracted
he's
by
so
something.
this is like him on his laptop, and you can
Yeah.
see
Mhm.
that he's starting to type in a name. How does he? How do you know that? Did he FOIA some information from them?
I think
yes.
Lana did. She got a FOIA return, I believe, that had every timestamp. I mean, there's one in there at like 4:27 where another random cop says, "I'm at the station," but that's it. So we were,
That's weird.
Yeah,
Pop's theory was that the guy that was entering all that stuff was dropped off at the station while the other one took the car and was doing that final loop, is what I believe it is.
Interesting. But we know Rosie's in the car because we see his body cam. He's leaned all the way back in the seat. That's why we don't see him in the car. That's why Molly didn't see him in the car, because he's leaned all the way back in the seat.
See, that's where y'all are important.
Oh, you're talking about Molly seeing a car drive down. She said that one was tan, though.
Yeah.
So isn't the undercover cop car silver?
But in the light, it looks tan.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. The freaking fluorescence.
And freaking Payne did all that work trying
to
put that car into that light.
I mean, I think Payne pretty much proved that point, that car, their very own undercover car, looks tan under those lights.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. He did. I remember that report. I remember that. Yeah, I don't like that. Do we know who do we know who they were looking for? Does it show the search query?
Yeah, I think Lana said it in the video. I don't have it pulled up. Thank you, Mikey.
It won't take long here.
Yeah, I want to say it's like a last name that starts with an O or something. Just a random. I think it's just a random search. I didn't look into who it actually was, so I don't know.
Okay.
But I mean, we know they were in that area at that time. So what distracted them from 407 to 432?
Conveniently.
Yeah. It's just too close, and that's sitting with me really hard.
I don't like that. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know what time the Banfield thing ended. But we know that it was in Vision, Idaho, and that they were driving around doing patrols all night because it was a dry weekend. It was dry campus. So they were being even more strict than normal because of that.
Which is actually crazy. Wouldn't you think that they would want marked vehicles in the area so people can see, like, oh crap, there's a cop right here, I better act right, for all the parents and kids that are checking out the campus?
They don't want the look of police cars, because then it looks tacky. They want it to just look safe without you having. Yeah, that's why the undercover cars,
like, just naturally safe.
Yeah,
nobody does it.
That's why it's a front. That's why it's a big front. They put it on the weekend that they want the high schoolers to come in with their parents, so that it looks like a safe campus. That's all a facade. Yeah, that's the point of it.
I can screen share this if you want.
Isn't that crazy?
This document.
I love that we know this about colleges before it got too serious. Because
go ahead, Mikey. You can screen share.
Hang on a sec.
Crazy stuff. A lumberjack contest was in town. All kinds of shit was going on. Holy shit. Oh, yeah, that was happening at the Moose Lodge or something, right?
Yep.
So the names that he was entering are below the red line. So the red lines at the bottom is the gap in it starts in time. And then the names below are the ones.
Jeremiah Anderson.
Joseph DeWitt. We have a last name DeWitt in an interview, do we not?
I thought so.
I'm going to Connor's channel. If it's there, it's there. Because I know I've read that name already.
It was like a while ago when all the Sigma Chi interviews came out.
I feel so. I feel like so, yeah. Let me see. Oh, maybe not. Hold on, let me look at it like this.
But yeah, that was the document that Lana got on their whatever that night.
Thank you, Mikey.
Or it was from whatever that party patrol, whatever, you know.
We did call. So 3:47, this is like the end of the Banfield thing, right?
Mm-hmm. 'Cause that's
I think Banfield ended at 3:52.
Oh, so that's where it ends.
it's
Okay.
above. So we can pin this to their last call with the guys with the stop sign.
So what was going on at 407 that they saw this person?
At 4:07,
Yeah.
This is where supposedly they were documenting stuff from earlier in the evening.
yes, they were looking up this DeWitt name.
At 407 and then at 423.
That's a different officer that I guess says, "Hey, I'm at the station."
He talks about all this if you want me to play
Yeah.
this.
No, I'll look at it.
Yeah.
I'll have to I'll look at it.
It's a whole thing,
Yeah.
though, but below those red lines is where he feels they drop out. Basically, they go back to the station and everything goes quiet.
Yep.
So so when it said they were typing in a name and they got distracted and stopped, where does it show that?
I don't think it shows that. I feel like that's what my brain heard, I guess. I thought it resumed and they were looking up the same person again, but I could be wrong. I mean, obviously, because there's a different name here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have to look at these. These are interesting. I'm going to have to look at these. Yeah, because all of their movements that night, especially around that time frame because of the car driving around, has always been super interesting to me. It's just, yeah. I mean, I'd rather look at the documents. I'll just look at the documents myself and see what it's doing. But yeah, that's wild stuff. Their movements are pretty interesting. And so 177 and 176, who's 177? Is that Rosendahl or Tesdahl?
Yeah.
Is that
Rosie?
That's a good question.
Yeah, it'll show well on the MPD narrative. It has all their numbers, so I'll pull that up so I can look at it.
I think 177 is Rosie and 159 is Tesdahl.
Okay.
Or vice versa.
Oh, it's right here on the side of the screen. I didn't even realize it's on the side.
Oh,
look where they're.
Oh my god!
I didn't even realize this is sitting right. Oh, they're looking at the type, and I'm like, oh, there's pictures.
Oh my god.
Okay, well now we know. It's funny.
All right, you want me to pull this down?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, I guess that would make sense. That's who. See, I didn't really think about it. That could be who Molly saw. Like I always figured that's the car driving around, but then thinking about it like that and like I know what they look like. Yeah.
Yeah, the description don't match.
That's interesting.
Yep. Super interesting.
I feel like they railroaded that woman over and over for years, like her habits, and they pinned her to stuff, to use her. I don't know.
Everything with her is so freaking shady, and I don't like it. I don't like how she changed her story to, oh, I saw this spiky-haired, reddish blonde-haired guy, blah, blah, blah. To, oh, my God, I parked right next to Bryan Kohberger. No, the frick you didn't.
I think that was Bill Thompson pushing her.
Yeah, because that's her bestie.
It was Josephine DeWitt. Are those
That's
the girls
who it was?
Are those the girls in the Elantra?
Yeah.
The silver Elantra?
Yeah, we were talking about that. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so even like her second stop when she was pulled over, I mean, didn't Payne come up on her and say, "Oh, hey, I'm Detective Payne"? It was just all like super staged for.
Yeah,
TV.
it's all very strange.
Sorry.
No, I don't like any of that. This I still need to look at. I still need to look at this. But no, I agree that they molded Molly's story into whatever they wanted it to, but for something, she did something and she got out of something, because you don't go from seeing somebody that's a cop in an undercover car to then trying to say that was actually the suspect in a quadruple homicide for no freaking little reason. Like there's something that happened there.
I mean, they're probably still playing her today.
I mean, probably.
Look who she's part of. I mean,
yeah.
I feel
because y'all know that, like, did y'all look at the reports and see that Detective Vargas went to go pull all of Molly McMichael's information just 5 days before the plea?
Yeah. Yep. And this is where this all went sideways. They freaking Ann asked for the freaking whatever on that freaking car, and then it was the next thing you know, the police getting served.
Yeah, all of it started going downhill.
They didn't want to come off Payne's bullshit where he tried to flush that shit. And whatever was going on with that.
I just know he's way too concerned about the university to be trusted.
Payne.
Yeah. He's right where he needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Thompson had at least 2 other cases where he basically would take people that were close to the case and would say, you and you better come up with a story, better give me something, or I'm also charging you with the crime. So I need you to be a witness. That's obviously in my words, but that's kind of how it went down. And that happened in 2 other cases where he was like, I'm going to charge you guys if you don't tell me what happened, basically.
Which mirrors exactly what now Kohberger's story is about being threatened with shit.
What was that, 30 years and what, 2 trials?
Isn't that crazy?
Son of a bitch.
You're not even a damn attorney.
For Whitcomb to say that Bill Thompson, what I have his exact words, he says an exemplary career. What? Where?
I mean, it tells you what he thinks about himself. That's for sure.
Shady as shit. Porsche driver.
No. Ass kisser, bro. That's how he got where he's at. He's an ass kisser.
We talked about the last time you were on the verdict room, right? That whole Porsche thing, right? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So annoying.
Golly.
He also kept saying over and over, which is very true though, if Bill Thompson had more information, he surely would have used it.
That's what I said.
I feel like that was a huge dig at Cyrate.
While also claiming that he has no idea what Cyrate was saying.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. I said because Cyrate said he gave his information over to the state. So if the state freaking has it, then how come the state never tried to freaking use it?
Right.
If it says all these things, that don't make sense. Oh,
there's no way that Cyrate told the state that Bryan Kohberger was in their living room and they didn't use it. There's no way.
Unless they believed him and tried to verify it and he's wrong.
Probably.
Which is why they continued with, well, we really can't still connect anything because regardless of what Cyrate tried to say, that's not true.
We got this little piddlywink touch DNA on the side of the sheath.
They can't even be honest about where it is on the sheath. We still have no clarification on that. There's too many back and forth still.
They can't prove a damn receipt or a door picture for the shit that he bought.
Either that.
GTFO.
I just don't understand how we don't have that first and foremost. That invoice right there. So dumb.
I also, Whitcomb said that Bill Thompson never stated in any court hearing or plea hearing, anything, that the DNA was matched to Bryan Kohberger on the knife sheath.
That's not true.
I was so confused.
He said it plenty of times and it's in a report.
Right.
It's item 108.
I know I heard that.
They were proud of that shit.
Yeah, no, it's item 108. I mentioned, I wrote down something about that.
It's just kind of funny how shit they were proud of, they ended up falling out of.
They had nothing.
At the end, and they all spoke about it. Why did they speak about it? Just shut up.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
How come Ann Taylor's not putting statements out on Cyrate like she did Turvey?
Cyrate even said that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Unless the damn... Okay, actually, I thought about this, and I guess maybe this could maybe be why. Because now we see Brian's PCR. Okay, what does he mention in the damn thing? The fucking hair in Ethan's hand. So maybe Ann Taylor's pissed because this was something that she had helped Bryan put together to put out there in the PCR. And dumbass Turvey came out here and said something ahead of time. And it wasn't supposed to be said because it was supposed to be in the PCR. That's none of Turvey's business. So he didn't know. Maybe that's what it was.
And now they just gave the state a heads up of what their whole game plan
without
was.
Maybe realizing it. Yeah.
And you got to think, was she really going to see him as often as they were saying?
Yeah.
If she thinks he's innocent and she has a motherly protective whatever over him, then probably.
That's a... She ain't just going there and chit-chatting and exchanging Cheez-Its and doodles. It's no.
She's his attorney. That's the thing. She's kind of got free range with him.
They got to be like talking business. It's not just like, oh, hey, how you doing?
if it's an attorney showing up, then it's attorney business. They don't really. I mean, I'm sure that they're recording in the room. There's probably no way they're not recording in the room, but they can just say it's attorney. And I mean, I'm sure they're talking about something, especially if it's getting to the point where they're filing things. I mean, he could be exaggerating, but there's probably still lots of contact.
Oh yeah.
I have this up here from the chat because it reminded me of something. P Bliss says hid exculpatory evidence like Bethany's funk exculpatory evidence, and I recently read somewhere, and it was on somebody else's channel. I don't remember whose it was, and I don't know if it came from a report or not, but it stated that Bethany Funk is the one who found her roommate's bloodied bodies. Could that be her exculpatory evidence?
Probably not. No, that's weird. I've never heard that before ever.
It looked like it was in a report and highlighted on somebody's channel. I have no idea. I cannot remember where it came from, but I did read that.
Bethany, there's never been any inkling at all about Bethany seeing anything. As far as I know, it's all Dylan both times, 4 o'clock at 8 something. Yeah.
So it was just a what the hell's going on firecracker chick.
And see, and like I've really wanted to like kind of blame Bethany for some stuff too, because she gets on my ever-loving nerves, especially with her "can I still go for Thanksgiving" comment being the first thing you say to the cops. Like, that's kind of hard to look past. But then I also kind of look at her and I think of Dylan, okay? And I look back to Dylan did not call Bethany. Bethany called Dylan. Bethany didn't hear Dylan calling anyone's names. Bethany claims to have not heard any running around or anything else that was going on, just maybe some cups falling and not really understanding what was really happening. And the way that Dylan went downstairs, like I know that we see Bethany saying it like in a text message, "come to my room," right? But that could have also, she could have literally said, "Hey, I need to come down to your room. No one else is answering. Like, I need to come down there, blah, blah, blah." And then Bethany's like reiterating in a text. We don't really know. But to me, I feel like Dylan went down to Bethany's room to stop Bethany from coming out of her room to see what was going on. Like, she went down there to make sure that Bethany wasn't going to come out. And she says that she spoke to her boyfriend. That's like the newest information now, right? But if you go back and you look at her phone records, there's nothing on there saying that either there was a response or that there was a phone call answered. So how did he tell her, "oh, you live in a party house, there's nothing happening"? Like he's claiming if her phone records don't show he answered the phone.
So Pop did something on this. He said that he believes it was through Snapchat, but the problem with that is the only back and forth between Dylan and her boyfriend on Snapchat was at 2 a.m. And it was really brief. It was like 1 to him and 1 back, and that's
right.
it.
But he doesn't know that.
I wonder if freaking
like, because it just shows like the program used. It doesn't say the person.
Right.
So I mean, it could be that she was talking to him at 2 o'clock, but like it doesn't show. The only person's contact information we have is that Brittany chick, and then we have Dylan messaging Eric Gower, and then in between her messaging him and him messaging her back, there's a bunch of messages back and forth. They don't say who they are. So is that where he's talking about, like that gap of time right there in between 2:10 and 2:13? Because after that, they don't show us anything else.
Yes, I'm pretty sure. And you're right. He was kind of insinuating that it was just, that was to Quinn. Because it doesn't say.
Oh, no. Yeah.
But
we also have,
that's the only time.
But there's also, there's messages in between. If you look at her phone stuff, there's a call to an unknown number, and there's like I think 2 or 3 throughout the whole time outgoing messages around that time frame, and that's pretty much it after that. Like it's Bethany, and then it's her calling to other people, and there's like 2 messages and 1 call, and they don't tell you who they're from, who they're for, but it's her calling into them, and there's no answer. So when she says in her newest stuff that she was on the phone with her boyfriend when she was on her way to Bethany's, and he was telling her, "oh, you live in a party house, blah blah blah," I'm like, okay, well then why does this contact information not show there was an answer? Why does it not show an incoming message? It's only an outgoing message. So even then, if she's trying to say she talked to him, where's the proof in your phone records that you spoke to him?
Right.
Even if it was a Snapchat call, it would have still showed that there was a time frame.
Right.
So there's two
That's
sections.
interesting.
There's some stranger she's talking to in between 2:10 and 2:13. And I don't know, something about those messages make me feel like they're the reason why she didn't get back to Eric Gower. Like maybe there was somebody else that ended up doing something with food in that time frame, and maybe that's why she didn't respond. But then there is around the time frame that she's going down to Bethany's room messages that don't have a name.
Ah, interesting.
Oh well, thank you for the $4.99 K Tally Pit Love, and thank you for rejoining. I saw that you rejoined earlier. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, that's cool.
What did I hear? This is real blank. We just heard something recently about some blonde-haired girl walking around at 2 something. No.
Who did what now?
Where the heck? I don't know where I'm pulling this up at. I almost wonder, was Bethany not even there and Dylan corralled her as she came home? Let's just go to your room.
There's a video
Of them
apparently
upstairs.
all of them in Kaylee's room.
Yeah.
We've heard the audio of it, but
Uh-huh.
they haven't released the damn thing itself.
Is that the one where it's all like the phone's all funky and like blacked out? No.
Well, I think they've only ever hello Lipso. I think they've only ever given us the audio of it. You gonna say hi?
A blonde fled the house at 2 a.m. I don't know. I'll have to get my shit together.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the astrology group from the school having cameras out on 11 somewhere. Yeah, I saw the post about that again. Been a long time, but I read that post again the other day, and all I know is that it was posted that some astrology group had a camera out there, and in the post they were like, "We don't have to say why we're recording. We're just letting you know that we were recording and that we've told authorities." But then that whole post got completely like deleted.
You know, that'd be some shit if that was that astrology camera in back of that house, huh?
Because that's what the rumor was, that it captured a blonde girl running from the house and getting into a big black truck.
And not the FBI's camera.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Thank you, Bianca, so much. I appreciate you.
Yeah, that was that one.
That's
Hey,
interesting.
spiraling. If I foiled what, love? Which one? Which FOIA?
Lots of FOIAs.
I got a bunch of them waiting.
The hell's the lookout?
Oh,
group?
Emma Tiger. Emma Tiger is what Conspirely is.
Oh,
So the documents that came out today said the phone that was in Kaylee's closet, that they forensically downloaded it, and it turned out it was Emma Tiger's phone. I'd never heard that name before.
I did not hear about it until, oh my gosh, it was fairly recently.
I'm going to take right now.
Emma Tiger, yeah, probably. See, I was wondering. Let me see. Get off the book, baby. I know you're sitting on this piece of trash, but let me have it. Let me see. I've wondered if maybe she was in the book. Like, is her name in the book somewhere in the timeline or some shit like that? Because we've seen so many Emmas, but that one, I just wasn't sure if I'd seen it anywhere. But I don't know. But yeah, that's her phone. Her phone was it was the iPhone that was in Kaylee's closet. They did a forensic download of it and then found out that it was Emma Tiger's phone.
You think they might want to talk to her, huh?
You'd think there'd be an interview with her, yeah.
I also heard that Emma's last name.
So
could be
Tiger
different now.
Yeah, she's married.
Okay.
That's what Lady Di said, that Tiger is the maiden name. So her last name is different now. But I had never heard of her before. I was like, damn, y'all are ahead of me. I don't know who the hell that is.
There's so many names to keep up with.
And so many same names.
Yeah.
I don't see her in the timeline. See, and that's something else that I wish that they would have freaking asked him about is who apparently has the timeline, because, you know, we did what you told us to, and we went to try to get the information that you're telling us about. But turns out we asked MPD for the timeline in your book, and they tell us it doesn't exist. course, that was not mentioned.
Oh, because Firelink says we talked about it on July 7th. I thought it was Kaylee's secret girlfriend. Oh, okay. Now that makes sense. Yep.
Oh, y'all talked about it?
Yep. I have to go back and look. I've put in so many dang FOIAs. I know that they've been sitting on a lot of my FOIAs.
Secret girlfriend. So do y'all have information about their relationship?
No, we speculated quite a bit that either Kaylee or Dylan had.
I mean, they all take some funky ass pictures. Dylan and Maddie did when they were bigs and littles. It's just
yeah, just.
Well, Home Dude said something about the people's relationships in that house today.
I know,
but he insinuated that before too.
Yeah, he did. And it seems like he's doubling down on that, and I find it very interesting just because I've speculated before about a couple of different relationships in the house.
And who
so
was
I find that very interesting.
Oh, damn it.
Really, really interesting. I think it's possible that Ethan and Bethany might have had something. Total speculation.
Well, I know the Erica messages are interesting.
Yeah.
Because, like, who could that possibly be about?
I wonder if Whitcomb knows who Erica is, and that's why he puts it in quotes.
I don't think so.
No.
I think it's probably in quotes on the timeline, and he's just mimicking what he sees.
Probably.
It's probably just like the name that has it, like it's just saved in the phone like that, probably.
Who was the girl that still had used that house for her address?
Ashlyn Couch, right?
Was it Ashlyn?
No, there was another one.
There was another one?
There is another one. Oh, what is her freaking name?
We just went over this with Dago the other day.
Oh my god.
I can't remember.
There's so many freaking people in and out of that damn place. There was somebody though.
Was it Bianca?
There was a girl still paying money for like technically being in the spare room, even though she wasn't there because no one could take over the lease. I don't remember who the hell it was though.
I swear it was the first or last name
Sophie.
starts with an L.
Sophia Whitehead.
Oh, yep.
See, I haven't listened to her interview yet. That was the one I was going to listen to next, and then everything else started coming out, and it just got pushed. It just got pushed off. So I don't know if she says anything in there, but that sounds right.
Yep.
Seems that point that she, by her pictures, it looked like she turned into, like, what's her name's pictures? What the hell's her name? Dee and what's her face?
Emma?
Yeah. You should check them out. Jules.
Who, for Sophie?
Mm-hmm.
She's changed a lot?
Like, yeah, breast implants and all kinds of good stuff.
Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting. You see who her boyfriend is.
I'll do some of that before I do the live, because I always go back into social media and try to get some current photos. Interesting.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, so Whitcomb did say something interesting. Something we've talked about before, actually. The wounds that were punctures and circular, and he specifically said something like a pick, like an ice pick.
That's what as soon as he said, I said, oh, we talked about this. Yep.
Yeah. And I think it's crazy that he like still says that. I
don't know. Are there any knives or weapons that would have something small and sticky like that?
Not that I can think. I know that he mentioned, and I know other people have mentioned that it could be the point of the K-bar knife, and it's not. It's completely different than that. The point of the knife is still going to make us a small slit.
Yeah, this is circular.
Circular puncture. The thing is he said they were on Kaylee. They're not, unless Kaylee had some as well, which I think she did have one, but they're mostly on Xana.
Yeah, I remember being mostly on Xana. Hello, baby.
Where were these on these bodies?
Different places.
It's like they were torture punctures.
I feel like some of them were on the wrist, right? Were some of them towards the wrist?
Xana had 2 on her wrist and 1 on her back.
Yeah, the back one was the weird one. Yeah. Don't you do that? No, ma'am. No scratches on this.
Is this the one that's been acting up?
No.
Oh.
Better lay your butt down. This is the mama.
Aww.
She's pretty.
She's so tiny. She's like a little cotton ball. I don't know what she's doing.
I love all her colors.
She's got like 20 colors. She's
Yeah.
very odd. You
I've
should see the
never
one
seen
that we're about to get. There's a lady across the street. Her mom passed away in December, and before her mom passed away, her parents adopted a cat. And unfortunately, whoever had him beforehand had declawed him.
Aw.
So he can't, like, she needs someone who's never going to let him outside.
Yeah.
And she needs somebody. Are you about to rub your face all over my camera? Man, what is he doing? Okay, well, you sit there. That's fine.
Pay attention to me, Mom.
That's what she's doing, yeah.
Aw.
So I'm taking Linky Binky to finally get fixed, even though he's real timid. I know there's not going to be like really like any alpha issues because he's so soft. Like he doesn't meow, he doesn't do anything crazy, he doesn't spray anywhere. Like he's just a real timid boy cat. He's the little baby one that was her son that we rescued. But I just don't want there to be any possibility of it because he's declawed and he can't defend himself. And I might be asleep and something happens. I just don't want the issue. So I'm going to go get him fixed on Wednesday. And then hopefully by next week we can bring Bubbles in here. But Bubbles is kind of like her, but he's more silky and dark, but the same like concept with like the big old crazy eyes. Like, let me show you. He's so funny looking. He's got just like big old, he's kind of cross-eyed too a little bit. He's funny. Let me see if I show you real quick. Yeah, so we should have him by next week, and it'll be so cute to see them together.
Aw. Is he little? Is he a baby?
He's 3.
Okay, so he's like full grown.
Yeah. Let's see. Does it look? See?
Oh yeah.
Look at his eyes.
That's
See, he's so
Siamese?
cute.
No Siamese.
I don't freaking have no clue. I don't know. I'm
They
assuming
look kind of
something,
Siamese.
yeah.
Yeah, but
I
not.
mean, yeah, not really. Just a cat. Just
Aw.
a cat. But we're excited to get him too.
Yeah.
I think she's gonna like him because she likes to cuddle, and the mom over there said he's a real big cuddler, and Zelda likes to cuddle, but she likes to cuddle for about 5 seconds, then she wants to be left alone, and Calypso wants to cuddle all the time. So I think it'll be a good fit because Link and Zelda are so much alike. And now Calypso, I think she's finally going to have her little match, so it'll be good for them. It'll be good.
Aw.
I'm excited to have another one.
Yeah, that's super cute.
I'm probably never going to stop. I'm going to end up with 80 cats. That's fine.
Hey, whatever makes you happy.
All the cats.
Hey, somebody's gonna railroad you for that. This cat
Well,
lady.
That's fine. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
I've already like dealt with enough humans. Give me my cats, okay?
Yeah.
I've done it all
Yeah.
already. Just come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Sparkly says, Logan, if Xana fought back so hard, why wasn't BK beat up and cut up all over the next day like most people? And that's seriously a very obvious but valid point. Like,
Yeah, because she fought her ass off.
well, and we have unknown male blood DNA at the scene mixed in with the victim, so somebody did get hurt.
Yep.
At least I think.
That's what it seems like. You would just common sense, especially with the mask that Dylan is claiming that she saw. That thing is soft little material. You're telling me that scrappy old Xana didn't go for the freaking eyeballs, didn't start trying to grab some hair? There's no
Right.
way.
There's
Thank
no
you so
way.
much for the gifted memberships, Conspiraling, for the 10 gifted memberships. Congratulations to those who got those. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
So
Yeah, there's no way.
cool.
Well, you know,
No way.
Steve's new information on his how many punches he was able to do.
Like
What was it?
168.
Oh my god!
I was like,
Oh.
dude, no.
Do we
Unreal.
know where, like, do we have it nailed down to actually what Steve was doing? Because he says he was at the hospital, then he says he's watching football, then he says he's on the phone with a gun in his hand, hiding in case there
What?
was movement outside of his house. There's
Okay.
so many, I can't keep
So
up.
that night, the first thing that we were told about anything prior to the football game came from Christy about Steve being in the urgent care that morning. And she said it was so crazy because in our entire 20 plus year relationship, he's never had to go to urgent care, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now, all these years later, he's saying what? People need to understand when you're on call, you can't just leave.
He must have
That's
been
what
his
it was.
hemorrhoids.
That he was on
Just-
call.
Yeah, and I'm like, you can't be 25 miles away from the hospital for your dead child? I'm sorry?
Yeah.
No.
Mm.
He just makes it more clear every single time he speaks that I've been right about the type of person he is the entire time. You drop everything and say F that job, you can literally fire me.
yeah.
I don't give a shit. I've walked when Ariel first got sick before we knew what was wrong with her, and we were going back and forth so much, and I would get doctor's calls. I didn't give a shit what I was doing. You can fire my ass. I'm dropping what I'm doing. I'm getting on that elevator and I'm answering this damn phone call because it's about my kid. I don't care. So for Steve to say that, like the boss wouldn't have understood. Your daughter's house is freaking plastered all over the news with cop cars and sirens everywhere. You're getting bombarded with phone calls. I think your boss would have understood.
I think
I
I would
just
have
can't
been
believe. Go ahead, Mike.
I think I would have been a little more emotional if I heard that my dog got out of the backyard.
No
Just
shit.
saying.
I'd be running home if my dog got loose and I was at work.
But
Yeah.
anyways, my bad.
I don't give a shit. Fire me.
No joke.
And that's for my dog. Like,
Yeah.
for a kid, what?
I don't
And
understand it.
I just couldn't believe that it actually came out of his mouth that he said that, because do you not hear how dumb that sounds?
They don't care. He said it twice too in that interview. He doubled down. He doubled down.
Unbelievable.
I just don't understand. Like, what did you think that was going to accomplish, Steve? We're all parents at some point. Well, most people are parents, and we have all got jobs, even on call or not. We understand how things work in the real world. So what did you think that was going to do?
What the hell's his job now with all these media freaking? Well, what the hell's he doing? Talking about a job.
I just
Like,
don't
oh,
understand
shit.
how he thinks that he works in IT with the incapabilities that we've seen come from him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
IT where?
You just said it.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much.
No, for real. That's a.
I don't get that.
I don't think I'll ever get over the fact that they don't read documents at all. I couldn't imagine being a parent or a friend or a whatever, and somebody that close to me, especially a child, and I'm not reading their documents to know every detail that's going on in their case.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how you demand transparency and honesty and accountability for 3 years and then tell people don't read the documents, don't ask questions, case closed.
And then go
That's
into a
weird.
DNA company and say, "Oh well, we hope we find some cases here."
Yeah. The hypocrisy
Okay.
is so ridiculously screaming at you in your face.
Great
You should start
spokesperson.
with your daughter's case.
Yeah.
And test the DNA in that case first
And the hair.
before you help. Yeah.
It's just too much. I don't trust anything they put their name on. I just don't.
Sam asked Whitcomb what other evidence pointed to other suspects. And of course, he wouldn't be specific, but he talked about DNA swabs, fingerprints, and they pointed to other people. And he basically said that once they had Kohberger's name, they were tunnel vision. They had to take everything and match it to Kohberger. That we know the other names of the suspects that were considered suspects, and he said that there was evidence that led to them. I don't know.
But when
what
she
he's
asked,
talking about.
but she then asked him, okay, but what specifically? Like, did you see text messages or like what was that? And he basically just went back to saying the same thing about, oh, it's in the reports. Oh, it's not in the book. I don't want to talk about it, but it's in the reports. I don't think he saw. I don't think he saw anything. I think he's full of shit.
I'm like, to be so specific to say, yes, there is evidence that points to suspect 2 and suspect 4, and then not like.
But he was also asked.
Though?
He was also asked what cleared Jack Decor, and he just goes, Bryan Kohberger.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
And I actually wrote that down, and I'm pretty sure Jack Decor was closed out as a suspect on like day 6, right?
When
So
it
couldn't
shouldn't have been.
Bryan Kohberger.
But he also wasn't at the same time, because they never even had his fingerprints until June of 2025. And what was the other part? He stayed the #1 suspect on the Idaho State Police forensic lab reports all the way to June 2025. When Bryan Kohberger was arrested, he was placed on line number 2.
But they, in the press conference or whatever, they verbally told everybody that he was cleared
of one of the victims
in like 7 days or 6 days or something. So which one is it?
I just don't know how they can get away with even making that statement, given everything they didn't have, especially given the fact that there was that 17-minute phone call that he's not being honest about. Oh, and that reminds me too. Those were some other interviews that were already paid for and only duplicate fees had to be paid for. The ones that just came out that Accomplished Day got about him getting asked about Kaylee's coke dealer, those were previously redacted too. They only had to pay $30 for the dupe fee. So somebody redacted those and didn't release them. So who's doing all this covert operation investigation boo boo in the background and not telling nobody nothing
and paying for them because some of these have got to be expensive.
Oh yeah.
Did he really get the files from his buddy?
Who, Whitcomb?
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows actually? I don't even know. He's got 2 other sources he won't name. So he names Turvey.
Cyray.
Chris Holland. Well, it wouldn't honestly shock me. Cyray seems to be totally capable of playing both sides with no qualms at all.
I think that's the G's original info guy.
Possibly. A lot of the shit that Steve says sounds a lot like the crap that Cyray's saying. But then he's also trying to say, oh my God, you know what I just heard? Okay, this goes hand in hand with this. I can't remember who posted this on TikTok yesterday, but it was a snippet of an interview that this woman did. She was in the courtroom sitting next to the Consalvases during one of the open hearings. And she had a conversation with Christy and a couple other people like in the family that were sitting there. And one of the things that was mentioned was the Garrett Discovery Report, which is the shadow dragon bullshit that Steve is now trying to act as being held ransom for $10,000 to $30,000 of his mind. They told this person back in, I think it was like a January 2024. I'll have to go back and look at the clip that I recorded for the session that this was. But they were talking about the Garrett Discovery Report. And in that hearing, we're telling the lady that at first they thought that it was real information. But the Gonsalveses knew in that hearing that those emails and shit that were being followed in that report were created after Bryan Kohberger's arrest. They admitted it to that lady in that courtroom. So now you're coming out here telling everybody that the Shadow Dragon shit says all this stuff and proves all these things and it's being held ransom for $10,000 to $30,000 and it's going to prove all this shit. It's the same report. The one that came out years and years and years and years ago with the Garrett Discovery guy when he came out and talked on Forensic Frenzy. We have the entire little webbed out report. We've gone over the physical report itself. We have gone through the guy's LinkedIn profile, checked out the company. We did deep dives into this 3 years ago. Just for the Consalvases to have a conversation in the courtroom saying, yeah, we know now. We thought it was all legit, but now we know that it wasn't real, that all those accounts were created after the fact. So see what I mean? What I say, that they say shit in private conversations that don't reflect what they come out here and say. Behind the scenes, they're still talking even then, telling this woman that they have issues with Dylan, that they don't like the fact that they won't answer any questions, that they still hadn't talked to them about anything. They never got any answers from Dylan. They have 1,000 questions. Behind closed doors is always one side, and then out here in front of everybody else, it's always some bullshit. And that's how Steve has been from the very beginning, and it's so bullshit. I can't stand the hypocrisy. I can't stand the two-sided bullshit. Don't do that. If you have an issue with Dylan, this is your daughter's death. Come out here and tell the world you have a problem with Dylan.
Absolutely.
Because the world has a problem with Dylan.
Absolutely.
I think people are going to turn on them for asking normal questions.
And who cares? It's your daughter's death.
No shit. Be pissed at me. I don't give a hot damn. This isn't about you. Exactly. I don't get it. Ooh, yeah,
it's like he gets this certain kind of energy that he starts fueling, and he just the vomit just the logic just goes out of his head, and he just starts talking, and it's like he's sitting there pounding his chest.
It's a script.
I'm Steve G. Blah, 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 blah.
It's all the same. For the past 4 years, it's been the same weird statements that why are you saying it that way? I always go back to how he talks about how Kaylee would have made such a great citizen to this country. Who markets their child?
What the heck?
Why do he says that in every other interview about how such a great citizen she would have been. She would have been such a great benefit to society. I'm like, well, who markets their kid?
He's all about that last name.
Isn't it weird?
He does say weird stuff. I also think that they post weird pictures of their underage daughters in swimming suits on vacation. I think
while
that's
complaining
kind of weird too.
Yeah, they swear that Bryan was so jealous of their life and stalked them on social media, but they have half-naked pictures of all their daughters all over the place. Oh yeah, I'm aware. I've talked shit about that for a long time. I've got 99 problems. Dylan is all of them. Yeah, no shit. It stresses me the hell out.
Oh, that's so funny.
It's just too much. I don't understand why he can't just be honest. If you can say that to somebody in private messages, in a bench in a courtroom where you think the microphones aren't going to pick it up, then why can't you just be a real alpha and come out here and be honest about how you feel.
Yep.
Makes me mad.
I do know that you showed earlier there are some new release or newly unsealed documents. Is there anything decent in those to talk about?
We got some Othram information. So
do we?
yeah, actually, the profile that they're trying to tell us belongs to whatever they created here. Does not have any German heritage or Italian heritage or anything that we've been sort of told that Kohberger's family is. It's like sub-Saharan African and West Mediterranean. Yeah.
I mean, isn't the last name Kohberger? Isn't that
German.
like German?
Uh-huh.
That has dates on it?
Yeah, it's the Othram lab report from December 16th, 2022. Here, I'll pull it up real quick.
What in the world?
It's weird. Yeah, we were reading it earlier. I was like, what does this say? This does not equal what we've been told these people are. That doesn't make any damn sense. Hold on. Yeah,
that's insane.
There was like 4 or 5 of them. Yeah, one of them is, let's see if this is it right here. I don't know if this is it right here. No, this isn't it right here. Hold on. Yeah, I went over 2 of them. One was just about information about the computer, which was just like a report saying like what they looked at with the computer, which was kind of strange. But yeah, here, let me share this real quick so you can see, because this is weird. It's just super strange. So,
hi, Summer. Thank you.
Yeah, so it says Othram, December 16th. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, I don't know how to share it from this side.
Oh, I got it.
Okay, yeah, there it is. Okay. So this is Othram's report from December 16th. And it talks about the admixture Eurogene. So this is where it's trying to say like where the ethnicity of the sample is basically coming from. And it says North Atlantic, Baltic, West Mediterranean, West Asian, East Mediterranean, Red Sea, South Asian, East Asian, Siberian, Amerindian, whatever that is, Oceanian, whatever that, let's say that word either, Northeast African, and Sub-Saharan.
What is that? Where did they get this mixture from? Which one is this from?
This is one of the profiles that they made from the DNA that they got from ISP. This is the DNA breakdown of what they think this is. Because see, they had like 2 DNA matches that they pulled from this information. So when it's this breakdown right here, and somebody in chat had to tell me what this means, these relationship probabilities. This means half third cousin, and this one right here would mean third cousin once removed. So the C stands for cousin and the R stands for removed. So you have to read it that way, 7th cousin once removed, like that, gosh, in order to read like the comparisons. So if you go back to Lisa Larkin's report, she mentions the 70.7 centimorgan and the 60 centimorgan comparisons in her report. This is just giving you some more information on the 2 DNA matches. And then 4 brothers are mentioned up here too. That's also these 4 blacked out names. Let's see where they at. Is it on this one or the other one? There's like 4 blacked out names right here. These are the 4 blacked out names of the brothers. Right here. But yeah, this is like really confusing to me because, I mean, and honestly, I'll probably send this screenshot to Melissa and ask her a question, because this does not look like anything that we've been told from their family heritage whatsoever. No. Sub-Saharan, Northeast African, Oceanian, Amerindian, Siberian, East Asian, South Asian, Red Sea, East Mediterranean, West Asian, West Mediterranean, Baltic, and North Atlantic, and these are the percentages. So it's the majority seems to be what? North Atlantic, yeah, the red. The red is the most.
Eskimos, huh?
Yeah, it just seems very strange.
Yeah.
Seems very odd. I mean, he doesn't look like he's got any sort of sub-Saharan or Northeast African or East Asian or anything like that. So, I mean, I don't know. It could be such a small percentage. It doesn't matter. But look how big the pie chart is.
Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. You would think you would see a large amount of like German, Italian, something like that.
Yeah, you don't see. Yeah, these are
That's
weird.
crazy.
I don't know, but this is one of the ones that came out. And then this is also the email that was sent to Matthew Gamet to Othram regarding the 10th being the date that everything was done and over with, and directions for them to put the information into the portal that the FBI grabbed everything from. And then it shows what John Judge was able to look at in the in-camera session. And then there's some information about responses to some of the supplemental requests to discovery that the states responded to that were normally sealed. And then they unsealed them, and it's got some of the blue stuff in it. The motion and limine stuff, I think. I mean, the text message one is all repetitive. It's all the same stuff. What is this one? Is this the same one I just pulled? Yeah, so we already had this redacted report number 3, this unredacted one. We had that one already in the system. I don't know what all this is right here. There's a couple of different black boxes. Let's see. Yeah, more responses to different things. There was something I did see that I found really interesting. When it came to the Celebrite information, they said something real crazy. See, this is where it shows the iPhone extraction was in Kaylee's closet was Emma Tiger's right up here.
That's so weird.
That's when we first saw it. I was like, who the frick is that? I had no idea. Missing photographs. So it shows right here that it says 2,718 raw data photographs were taken by ISP services. We believe we are currently missing photos. And you see the date, the ranges of photographs. So I went through and did the math. Altogether, there's 1,692 photos missing as of whenever this report was filed. I don't know if they ever got all of them or not from wherever they were, but yeah, almost 1,700 photographs missing if you do the math in these ranges.
But was this like a 2025 document?
Yeah, 2/24/25 is when it was filed.
So then in 2025, there was still,
Yeah, 1,692 photos missing.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy as shit?
So
Right
does
here.
that mean then Ann Taylor didn't get those 1,700 photos either?
Unless that was part of the data dump she got in June.
Wow.
But if not, then yeah, technically there's still 1,692 missing.
But then think of having to also then go through 1,700 photos that you haven't seen, and a trial is coming up in however many weeks too.
You can't just flip through them in a live and just like, oh, look, this is crazy. Oh, what's that? No, you have to look at them.
Yeah, and dig and
Send them up, push out for months.
Look at them, yeah, all those things. This is what I found interesting right here when it comes to Celebrite. Number 207, work product to include notes, reports, screenshots, results of all testing, and any work product developed by Celebrite employees involved in the analysis of Kohberger's cell phone. State has been informed this item does not exist. So where's the work product for Celebrite? Because they can't say that it doesn't exist, just like the dumb shit, Chris Whitcomb. They were talking about the Celebrite stuff in the interview, and they were asking him about the selfies. And they were like, well, I don't think we've seen the selfies. Yeah, we have. Hello, hi. I've got them in the Google Drive. They're literally from before and after the 13th because I asked Celebrite for the information myself, and it's been publicly available to everybody now for like a year. It's not a report. It's literally the Google nearby search thing that shows Mad Greek that he did not search. It's just like a nearby ratio type thing. Nothing he specifically looked for. We have this little 2 or 3 paragraph, looks like it was written by a 7th grader bullshit that was attached in there that doesn't say anything at all. And then folders full of selfies. So we've got all these selfies from before and all these selfies from after that were categorized by Celebrite. So if we have that information, them saying in this report that there's no existence of work product, there's no notes, there's no reports, there's no results, there's no screenshots coming from Celebrite. What was Celebrite going to talk about at trial?
Right.
Notice we still haven't gotten Celebrite's expert report. We've gotten all kinds of reports from all kinds of other people, but when it comes to Celebrite, we've yet to get their analytical report that shows the Power Ring event and all this other bullshit that they've been talking about. Where's their report?
No kidding. And then when the prosecution put Celebrite on the stand and Ann Taylor doesn't have any of the information, what the heck does she ask them or say? Or she doesn't even know what they have.
Wasn't there those two fools, that girl and that guy that came out and talked about the Celebrite stuff?
Yeah, they're married.
Mm-hmm. Boy, they were real proud of that.
Othram is a married couple and Celebrite's a married couple, and both of them are out there hooting and hollering about some shit that they didn't even accomplish because Othram didn't do a damn thing and Celebrite didn't find nothing to do nothing with. So I don't know what the hell's going on.
Oh, and that brings me to a point too, because the Barnharts, who are the Celebrite people, just came, or not recently, but came out and said, Bryan Kohberger had violent stuff on his phone that he searched and he was into and he was looking at, and that's what he watched. But there's been so many things that have been contradictory to that. And today, even Whitcomb said that no, he didn't see anything like that on his phone.
No, the way that it was described was that there was searches, but that it was like all within a time frame, like 2 or 3 searches, all within a certain time frame. And so then I have to question: was it for class? Because what did that psychopathic freaking French lady teach? Sexual violence. What was their constant argument about? She was offended by how against sex offenders Bryan Kohberger was. So they were constantly in an argument about sex violence. He was doing a paper on her class. So if that's the only thing he looked up was in that time frame for that report, and there's not a history of him looking it up months ahead of time, that's not him looking up anything for himself. That's him looking up something for whatever the assignment was. Plus, even Cyree said, unlike what Olivia tried to say, it's not drugged and sleeping and all this other crazy stuff. What he said he saw was a conscious and violent, whatever that means.
Yeah.
But I focus on, this is a class he was literally taking.
Absolutely.
And if it's only 2 or 3 and it's in this time frame that he was writing that report, then I can't say that that's something that he was constantly looking at. Unless they provide me proof of that. They need to give me a history that goes back further. 2 or 3 little searches while he's writing a paper don't tell me nothing. That's just something used for something for no reason. And people are running with it without thinking. They're just running.
No, yeah, that was the first thing I thought of, was the classes that he was taking. And now that we have her interview, the teacher, specifically her class. And even Whitcomb said today, nope, that's not, his typical, what he normally looks up and does. 1 second, Bronx, I need to grab a bone for Bronx real quick. He's screaming at me. Give me 2 seconds.
Just like the cycling of the phone and stuff too, there's been some good points, like in the area that he was in, was he really trying to power his phone off and back on to get signal?
I mean, I have to do it all the time in my own office.
So it's, they didn't have shit to push that.
And to be honest, I didn't even really think about that, truthfully.
And especially if you're like,
I do it all the time.
Person, it's like, and you're driving and it's dark in the middle of the night. You've lived in this town for how long? And it's like, oh shit, let me try to power this down, back on.
Let me try to get a signal so I can turn on my GPS because I'm lost. And
then didn't they mention something about the VPN turning it on and off at the same time?
I know when I turn off my phone and turn my phone back on, my VPN automatically connects when my Wi-Fi automatically connects. But that's a setting. You can go in there and change it to not auto connect.
And I guess where I was going with that is sometimes I'll get weird. I'm like, man, is this damn VPN that's causing my issue right now? So I turn it off and back on. And so
because sometimes websites won't load if your VPN is on, and then you turn it off and it'll load, and then you can turn your VPN on, and then it works fine after that. But the initial initiation of the website won't. I do that too.
Yeah, I have to manually connect to mine, but it's the first thing I always do before I do anything. So interesting.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships, Conspireling. I appreciate that. Thanks so much, guys. I can't click on the stuff myself, you guys. So if I don't see it, I promise it's
I'm the
not
one
me.
who has. I'm the one who has to click on.
Yeah, sorry guys. I can. I'm looking over here on this side though. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Was there another one?
Let me see.
Did I miss one?
The $1.99 from Sausage Biscuits. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that too. Oh, and thank you for the $4.99, Summer Jaden. So let's see. I don't miss anything else.
Sammy.
Oh, thank you for the 2, Vanessa. Thank you again for the $4.99, Kim. I did put my email in the chat. I appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you for joining. I got some new members over here too. Angel Heart. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate that, guys. And Sasha.
Oh, what do you think of Whitcomb saying that Kaylee didn't live there?
Oh, he's an idiot. That was my first bitch.
Didn't she?
That's my biggest one. She
literally live there. Her stuff is there. Everything is there.
Mm-hmm. The story that we were told is that she left to go see, I guess, stay with her aunts for just like parents' weekend because Maddie flew out to Boise to spend time with Jake. And what we were told basically at the end of everything, finally getting a little bit of context, was that some storm stopped Kaylee from coming back. And so while she was there for a few days, she decided to start looking into another vehicle because her tires were like an issue. And instead of getting just her tires changed, she was like, F it. I make big girl money now. I'm going to get me a freaking car. Can't blame her. Shit, that's the first thing I did whenever I started making good money is get a different vehicle. So she goes and she gets this one. Same way most people do, right? You ran your credit. She gave them her incomes. They showed how much she was making every month. It's in the reports when they went down there to talk, to them about all of that. But going back was where she was hesitant to go back because Kaylee's mom said she was hesitant to go back. And they fed us this story about how she was not sure if she wanted to go back that weekend or not, which doesn't make sense ever at the end of everything because the party at the Whites was not just a party at the Whites. Kaylee was helping host that party at the Whites. So how are you showing up last minute, but you're hosting a party that had been planned for a week?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I heard recently that Kaylee's mom said, you can come here, but I don't want your hyper ass dog here. And that's why she went to her aunt's with Murphy.
Yeah, the whose interview was it? One of the interviews I just went over. Yeah, that's what her friend said. What was the freaking last one we just listened to?
McEntee?
No.
And in one of these, this whole that she went back for whatever, the whole +1 thing. And, and they supposedly just left her in what we've heard in some of these recent interviews, right?
What do you mean? No, they went to that party on Friday. I mean, they went to the formal on Friday, but they were there for like 45 minutes. That's the thing with the formals. They made a big deal about Kaylee being Dylan's +1 at that formal. They're there for less than an hour. Then we have the whole hunga dunga thing with Ethan being Maisie's date, and then he's there for less than an hour. But that's apparently where this conversation happened between him and Pete about Xana and how difficult it is and blah blah blah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand all that.
The whole beer outside thing.
Yeah, it's just kind of stupid. Who the frick is this? Oh my God, whose interview is this? Bianca. Yeah, so in Bianca's, yeah, there's something that said, is it Bianca's? Oh my God, maybe it's not Bianca's. Maybe it's one that was released on Connor's channel that I haven't had the chance to see yet. But somebody said it because I went through and pulled up the transcript and typed in hyper and found it myself. So I know it was said. I just can't remember exactly who said it. I don't think it was Bianca though. Somebody in the chat over here in the chat might know who it was. But yeah, that's what was said, that the reason why Kaylee couldn't go back home was because her mom didn't want her hyper dog there. And it also explains the reason why Christy didn't take Murphy, because a lot of people don't understand why the hell you wouldn't take your dead daughter's dog that she loved like a son, like why wouldn't you take your daughter's animal? But now it makes, hearing that, it definitely made more sense.
Yeah. There were the last 2 points that Whitcomb had in the interview was they asked him about VICAP. I actually spent some time looking into VICAP since Cyree said it, and it seems pretty obvious that VICAP is used in any major crime, especially homicides. VICAP is just a database where you put information in, and it you know, say you've got 2 fingers that were cut off of this victim, and that's the person's signature move. Do you have any other victims in any other state with that same signature move that matches up and connects? That's what VICAP is. So he said, yeah, it's basically used in most other crimes. Or
funny, he wants to talk about FBI shit.
Yeah, of course he does. But they weren't involved in nothing, you know. They weren't important. Dumb.
It's crazy. It seems like I get denied more because the information belongs to the FBI than anything
else, but they're not important. They just hold the key to everything.
The last thing that he was asked, or pretty much touched on, was he was asked about the relationships in the house, and he said that the relationships in the house are very complex and very compelling.
He also said that if he continued, it would make the podcast, you know, the top for the next week, and it's dumb. I'll smack him across his face so hard. It gets on my nerves, bro. Why do you say stupid shit like that, you cringy weirdo? Shut up.
It's like you're not speaking on it.
No, he won't, because he's full of shit.
If you're gonna say that, just speak on it. Like,
it's just like the Erica thing. The first time he was asked about Erica, he said something like, I really went back and forth on if I should put that in there or not, blah, blah, blah. But then he's insinuating exactly what it means. He's saying all kinds of stuff about relationships and people that are doing stuff in the house. He was asked something about Jack and somebody else, and then he was like, not those two. Why are you even saying anything?
Right.
You're not writing it in your book. You're not writing anything about it. So why are you even tiptoeing into this? Why don't you just shut your face?
Right.
It's annoying.
I hate that.
I don't like it either.
Absolutely annoying.
Because, I mean, honestly, you have to think about it, though. Like, that kind of jealousy could be a motive. So if that kind of shit's really going on, then you probably shouldn't be, you know, joking around about it. Like, oh, it's just, you could really make you real popular. Let's just do that real quick. This could be something important. And you're being dumb about it. Like, I just find it immature.
If it is true, I think that it is very important. I think there was something else that he touched on where he said that that there was evidence of something, but they basically swept it under the rug, and now I'm totally spacing what it was about. I don't remember what it was about.
With all these fights going on around there, if they don't think jealousy is a possible issue, they got something going on.
Yeah, there was fights inside that house a lot.
Oh, man.
I think he was talking about the cocaine thing. Like with all of the cocaine talk and all the drug talk, blah, 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 they just whatever. Yeah, but we don't really know that that's what they did with it. We just know what they showed us they did with things. We don't really know what the hell they did with it. We don't know. Because she asked something about, can you tell from what you saw if there was anything that came from any of that, like any arrests or charges? And he was just like, no, I didn't see. Well, probably you didn't see everything like you act like you did. I just don't. I think he saw shit. I don't think he didn't see things, but I think he's definitely overplaying his cards here.
Yeah. The whole time frame it took for him to not only go through every document and read everything, every picture, every ounce of this case, but then also write a book. There's no way you could do all that in 9 months.
No way. Do it. Not with everything he's claiming, because like in the back of the book he's like saying his wife helped him with research and with editing, and then he has his publisher's team and everybody over at the publisher's place and blah 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 whatever. And I'm like, so all of these people, and y'all didn't catch all these 18,000 mistakes I just caught? These eyeballs?
Makes you wonder all these other highlight points in his career. Who'd he help him get to those, huh? Because it don't seem like he did this all himself, huh?
Yeah.
What a putz.
No, and I know that I don't really know a lot about the Springfield case, but I know that Amber Vance does. And she said she's going to be taking his book and dissecting the shit out of it the same way she did Broken Plea, because now she sees who he is.
Good.
So she's like, I know that case. He's not going to get away with it in this book either. I'm getting it as soon as it's out.
Good.
So it'll be good to see her dissect it. I'm sure
I
it's gonna
followed
be
that case
bullshit.
back in the day. I followed that case, so I'm super rusty on it, but I would tune into her doing that just to see the differences.
Yeah, because that's the first thing she said. She's like, I've been obsessed with that case forever. I don't trust him. Now I'm gonna go in and see what he says. So we'll see. And it's gonna be really interesting if that book is like hella accurate and this one's bullshit, because that's gonna tell you exactly what happened here.
Absolutely.
We'll see what happens.
Absolutely. All right, my dog needs to be walked. Do you guys have any other last remaining pieces of info or things in the interview you want to talk about?
I mean, no, not really. He's just stupid, and there was no reason for this. It was just I don't know what the point was.
Yeah. On either side, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, nothing important, nothing. They let him speak a bunch of lies. They didn't. I just don't know what the point was.
It truly felt like the same interview, just literally over
The same
again.
thing.
Yeah.
Same exact. Let's keep to the book. What I wrote in the book, everything in the book. Yeah, nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just something else for us to bitch about.
Yeah, no shit.
And for those of us who couldn't get past chapter 3 because the stuff didn't add up or make sense, I can't refer to the book because I don't want to open it again.
I think how much I have left, because I'm doing the chapter reviews.
Yeah.
That I'm not finished.
I was going to ask you where you're at with it.
I haven't even finished reading the damn thing. We still have chapter 14 and 15 to do, which is honestly sort of about the same as the James Patterson one. So I was doing the same thing with the James Patterson book, and I got to the last section and like some other stuff in the case started happening, and that one got pushed off to the side. I still ain't finished that damn book. It's just sitting there. When they're inaccurate and bullshit, I have no motivation. It would take me 5 minutes to open that damn book and finish it. I don't want to.
Well, you better hope Bloom don't come out with something.
Oh,
it's gonna be a stack.
I would enjoy going over Howie Blue Blum's whatever shit, because he's entertaining, at least with his dumb
I'm surprised.
shit. Oh, there's not another Daily Mail article or something out there. I'm surprised he hasn't done another one.
No doubt.
I know he's been talking over on Megyn Kelly, because he always goes to Megyn Kelly. So annoying. They get together, they get on my nerves. Major time.
Yeah. She almost looks like his daughter.
I mean, they don't not look alike. They both have they very much
cheekbones
are similar. Yeah.
I bought it and never opened it. Oh my goodness.
No, somebody else did too. Somebody sent me sent the channel PO box their copy of the book, because I'm giving away mine with all the notes in it, and hers has nothing in it. She's like, I maybe opened it to see what it looked like on the inside and never touched it again. I was like, oh, I'll give that one away too. Nobody wants this damn thing. Ugh. Crash ass book, annoying as hell.
All right, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you everybody in chat. Thank you for all of the gifteds and support to each channel that you are here watching. We appreciate all of you guys. Do you guys,
thank you guys
have anything else?
Yes, ma'am. Thanks for the last minute.
Yes. Thank you everybody for joining me last minute.
I'm glad we talked about it together, because I would have just been running my mouth to the screen, angry.
Yeah, I would have been pissed and just going over the same thing that we just went over. And
we're mad about the same shit we were mad about last time. Why do we do this to ourselves? Why?
Right.
Like I think we have a little piece of hope. A little piece of hope. We're gonna learn something.
Isn't that the problem? That's what I always say. I'm like, I always feel like these documentaries. I'm like, I know it's gonna be shit, but like a little sliver of me is just hoping someone's gonna do the right thing for once. No, and every time I'm just
she always puts the bar back up.
Yes,
we all do.
I do it in my relationships too. That's why I'm always let down and heartbroken. All right, I still haven't learned my damn lesson. Every little thing, I always have a little glimmer of hope of something. No, come crashing back down. It's okay. I'll learn eventually. Probably not, but that's all right.
Shit happens.
Hello, Zelda. Just too much.
Right,
hopefully the Amazon one isn't going to be horrible, but we'll see, because the other ones have been shit. Did you watch the ID channel one last week?
Yeah. Was that the one where they showed a video of a white 4-door vehicle, but it was actually it was like a B-roll, but it was a white vehicle driving by the Brown apartments in front of 1122, and they were trying to insinuate that was an actual clip.
Oh yes, that one. It looked, yeah, it was like drone footage.
Yes.
Yes, and it looked like it was the car. Yes, I was like, where the hell did that come from?
How can they get away with doing that? There could possibly be a try. I mean, I get their side. They're trying to make money. It's all for the shock value, but that's not real. That never happened. That's not real footage. And now you've got people out here who don't actually know the ins and outs of the case, thinking it's real.
Yeah, I'm over on TikTok, like fighting for my life, trying to tell people this is not never before seen footage. This has been on YouTube since December. Do not listen to the clipped bullshit they put in that video. Come over to YouTube. Go to Connor's channel and watch all of the hundreds of hours of footage. Don't listen to Netflix. People are sitting there with their notebooks. This is my opinion now that I've watched the Netflix documentary 3 times in a row. And I'm like, shut the hell up and get off the internet. Like, I can't deal with it. There's this one lady that has like 207,000 subscribers that I just had to go off on. And her literal response to me when I told her that she needed to do better research before talking on this case, I've watched 3 documentaries on this case. I said, oh, wow. This proves my entire freaking point.
Thank you. You know nothing.
3 documentaries. Oh my God.
Oh my God. And those 3 documentaries all had the same bullshit, same information, same everything, and none of it's true.
None.
You got
Jesus.
And these are the people that people on TikTok are seeing that over seeing like Amber Vance's videos on TikTok. Like that kind of stuff. Like Amber Vance gets views. Like, don't get me wrong. Her shit gets out there. But this bullshit shit, 5 times more than the truth. Every time.
It's crazy.
Unbelievable.
I did message her, by the way. I did message her on TikTok, so hopefully she gets back to y'all today or sometime.
That's who I thought it was.
Yeah. You know what? I told her before we come on here, I said, I think she's going to hold out.
Hold out what?
I said, but you might find out.
I told you I was going to email her.
Yeah, no, I told you it was secret too.
No, you didn't. Go find the email where you told me it was secret.
I did.
Go fetch. Go run. Find
well, it did say surprise.
I don't.
It's all good.
Thought you said that, and you really didn't.
We'll
to
see.
me, when you say surprise guest, that means for your channel.
I know. I told her she was going to find out.
Well, next time you want to keep a secret, actually tell me it's a secret.
I didn't want to send the email because I kind of just wanted it to come out.
Okay, well,
I was going to send you something and tell you not to, but I'm like, nope, not even doing it.
You could have just been like, shh, it's a surprise.
I totally was going to guess that too. I thought that's who he was working with.
I would have gone right along with it, bro. You could.
Yeah, you're good.
Keep it quiet.
It's gonna come out sooner or later.
Yeah. But yeah, I did. I messaged her for you.
I appreciate you.
No, but yeah, that's the reason I don't do TikTok is because there's just too much.
There's a lot over there.
Non-information.
There's a lot. Yeah, it's gotten worse over the past 2 weeks since the documentary. Yeah, it's getting out of hand. Unnecessary. Out of hand, unnecessary. But the good thing about it though is that people are noticing Amber's videos. And they're going in droves and watching them, which is great because she's got a lot of information in there that's based on all the real information. And a lot of people don't have the patience that some of us have to sit there and watch all the body cam, all the hearings, all the interviews. A lot of people want it told to them. She does a great job doing it. I'm really glad that people are getting a hold of that over some of the other things they could be getting a hold of to get a grip of things.
I don't know how she does it and not get sidetracked into the tiny little detail, each tiny little sub detail of each point. Like I couldn't, she does a great job. I couldn't.
4-hour videos.
Yeah. And she does it so like, not Visine guy because she's not emotionless, but she does it so like what's the word I'm trying to say?
Maybe
the opposite of me. It's like the opposite of me. She stays like calm and collected the whole time. Yeah, that's
like nonchalant. Like here's the information.
Like you know what she finds like interesting, and she the way that she inflects things, like you can tell. But she stays real. That's why everybody can watch her because she doesn't have like an extreme.
I mean, look at how many people watch you.
I know, but I'm crazy.
Her freaking out would be like, now y'all, I told you that. My freaking out would be like, are you freaking kidding me?
Losing your mind. No, and she's just like, no, I told you guys. I said this already. I told y'all. Yeah. It's so funny.
If you check back in episode 1,
Yeah. Yeah, I like how she put everything together. She's so organized. That's for sure. There's so many parts. I'm glad though. I'm glad that there's a rebuttal that people are watching that has good information in it, because these documentaries have been so bad.
Yeah.
There's even some guys talking about it more on TikTok, which has been interesting.
Really?
Yeah, because usually it's females. No
Yeah.
offense, man. But usually it's
good.
chicks. It's usually women that talk about true crime stuff over on TikTok. And it's been like men. Like, you know how Mike looks like a man?
Like
They're
a lumberjack man.
Yeah, like
That's scary.
men are talking about this case, which is interesting because I'm like, damn, we reached a new audience. It's just,
Hey,
that's kind of
don't
cool.
hang on to it too long.
yeah, it's been fleeting probably. But it was interesting to say the least. The last couple of weeks have been crazy. But yeah, I'm glad we talked about the interview because that was some poop.
Yeah. I would have just been screaming at the camera by myself. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining me, both of you. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having
Yes, ma'am.
us.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to play the intro and take us all down. And so thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody who donated, who hung out with us tonight. We appreciate you. And we are all going to go to sleep. I'll play you our outro and we are going to say goodnight.
Bye, guys.
So have a good night, guys. I appreciate all of you. Let me find my outro real quick.
Is she breathing? Hello? Is she breathing? No.
Who let the dogs out? Bronx on the block, he don't bark for clout. Cold nose sharp eye, he follow the trail. Every missing piece got a name in the mail. Bronx killer rolling camera in the night. One paw on the clue, one paw on the fight. Idaho 4 in the fog, whole town too quiet. Corrupt handshake when the truth start writing. Low growl in the door, he don't miss them all. I read the signs he leave, then I move like a thief. Who let the dogs out? Bron let the truth out. Who let the dogs out? BronxTails, we press the route. Idaho 4, we won't back down. Bronx on the scene, run that ground. Who let the dogs out? Bron let the truth out. No bad shine, just a hard stare. Street by street, he was already there. All white clues in a busted up case. Rumors get loud, but they don't hold weight. I keep it real for the ones still hurt. Turn the fake talk into witness work. Every dirty secret gotta loosen now. And Bronx bites down when the lies act proud. Low growl in the door, he don't miss them all. I read the signs he leave, then I move like a thief. Who let the dogs out? Bron let the truth out. Who let the dogs out? BronxTails, we press the route. Idaho 4, we won't back down. Bronx on the scent, run that ground. Who let the dogs out? Bronx let the truth out. No sleep, no peace, just a restless run. Under that moon, what's done is done. Bronx in the alley, I'm close behind. One last turn and we expose the lie. Who let the dogs out? Bronx let the truth out. Who let the dogs out? BronxTails, we press the route. Idaho 4, we won't back down. Bronx on the scent, run that ground. Who let the dogs out? Bronx let the truth out.